Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. Amanda, I have my near and far, to and fro. I've got 8 pairs of glasses, and I think I'll just keep them attached to my head so I know where they're at. I want to be able to see the computer screen today.
You've taken 4 eyes to a new level, and now you're on
took 4 eyes to a new level?
Yeah, okay. Now you're 6 eyes.
Well, these help me see the computer screen.
You know you have some on your head, too, right?
Yeah, I have a pair on my head. I know that. I can... All right. Anyhow, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. And let me give you a little rundown of what we got going on today. Get your friends to click fyntv.com because we got a big show today and a lot out in front of us to talk about. Our guest this morning, if you ever want to get in touch with the show, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, and you can email me at chief@fetchernews.com. Also follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews, at fyntv.com. Okay, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel, FYNTV, FetcherNews.com, while it exists. And then find us on Facebook so Mark Zuckerberg can sell our data with you included. Find us on Facebook there, Fetcher News, FYNTV, Team FYN Sports. Now, that being said, our guest this morning at 8:30 will be Republican candidate for Secretary of State Josh McKoon. He'll be with us at 8:30. And let's talk to candidate McKoon about protecting our voter system. We hear all too often the discussion of a new voter system. So that will not be in place for the 2018 election. A new system will not be in place, and he will not be presiding over it. But we want to ask him about protecting our vote in the state of Georgia as Secretary of State. Then moving right along at 9 o'clock, we have a Republican candidate for governor, Casey Cagle, will be with us at 9 o'clock. And recently, him and currently Secretary of State Brian Kemp have had some exchanges in the media that we might want to explore. Also, several other things with candidate Casey Cagle, Republican for the state of Georgia. Those are our guests this morning. And, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, all right, is going up to Capitol Hill to testify today. There he is. The little boy is going to Capitol Hill. He's going to go to Capitol Hill. I'm just a bill here on Capitol Hill. Remember that. He's going up to Facebook. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, creator, CEO, is going up there to Capitol Hill. Jokingly, they will have their blinders on. This is Zuckerberg going into Congress, and they'll have all their blinders on and won't be able to see past anything. That's what I jokingly say. But Zuckerberg's going to be like, hold my beer. You've watched those, Amanda, you see all of those social media little photos there, like, hold my beer while I handle this, all right? Zuckerberg's going to be like, so FBI crashed an attorney's office and violated attorney-client privilege, and we're discussing what I did with data that people gave to me. No strings attached. I'm not an attorney. We don't have an attorney-client privilege kind of thing, and hold my beer while I handle Congress on this one.
Right.
That's my feeling today. That just really is, and this is my little joke. This is Zuckerberg walking in. Obviously, this is not Congress, but it's my little joke of the blinders they have on. They can only see. Now, put this up. I'm going to go through this very quickly, and we will have, after Casey Cagle, we'll have more time to break this down and talk about it. I'd like to hear what you think of the FBI raiding Michael Cohen's office and hotel room yesterday. That's the attorney for Donald Trump. His personal attorney. I want to hear what you think, okay? 706-889-9700. Text us what you think. Put it on, or email us, or maybe we can put a question on Facebook, see what people think. We will get into that later in the show. So I just want to go over some couple things. Do you believe the deep state? Do you believe there's a such thing as the deep state? Do you? I, for one, do. Now, let me run this by you. So, President Donald Trump, let's make sure that we're clear right from the box, not the end game. They are treating, this is what they want when it comes to the President of the United States. This is not a joke. This is actually not a joke. This is what the deep state wants. They want a mugshot like John Gotti, okay? They realistically are treating the President of the United States like they're going after John Gotti, okay? And I have a mugshot of when Gotti was arrested, all right? And if we could put that up, please. And this is, I'm not joking around. This is exactly what they want. They want you, they want to go after this guy like he's the mafioso in New York City. That's not the picture I sent you. I sent you a picture of John Gotti, his mugshot this morning. That's not it. There you go. Thank you very much. Okay. This is John Gotti, the mobster. Now, what does it have to do with anything? Because this is in New York City. This was the Godfather at one time in New York City, and of all people, the person that really went after organized crime in New York City, Rudy Giuliani. And this is really no joke. This is who they feel Donald Trump is, and this is the end game. You might think I'm being silly. They want to see Donald Trump actually doing his picture there as he's being arrested. And this is John Gotti and his attorney. It's Cutler, okay? And this guy Cutler, I have a picture. It says Gotti and Cutler, okay? This is in a courtroom. Southern District of New York, I think, and this is John Gotti and his attorney, all right? And I used to watch all of the New York media. Now, put up Bruce Cutler there for a minute. And I used to watch all of the New York media, okay, every night. And the way they kept people away from Gotti for years was this guy right here, his attorney. And his attorney could not. There was attorney-client privilege. Now, here's the thing I want to say. And the reason I brought this up, John Gotti was one of the worst mobsters in the long list, okay, of murderers. John Gotti was a crook, a criminal, no good. But he had an attorney that stayed in front of everything. But we have Stormy Daniels, okay, and there's a picture of Trump and Stormy Daniels, and they raid Trump's attorney's office and hotel room, looking for the computer and documents on a payout to a $130,000 payout to a porn star. 130, Michael Cohen, okay? And that's what they're looking at. The FBI raided the office of the they raided the office of the sitting president of the United States attorney. Okay? That's why you say, ask my attorney, okay? They're looking at bank fraud and campaign finance violations. Early Monday morning, they bust in and take years of communication in a raid. Prosecutors took, the FBI took confidential Trump attorney-client conversations. Pure and simple a witch hunt. Now, Paul Manafort, I don't have a picture of this morning. He's probably a little greasy, probably guilty of something. But you remember they raided Paul Manafort's house. Remember that? I don't remember the raid on Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton's files. I don't remember the raid. I don't remember the raid, the FBI raid on the DNC when the FBI wanted to see the DNC server. And the DNC's, no, we have an outside source looking at it. I don't remember the FBI raid on the Clintons' home. Was it July 3rd when Peter Strzok and several FBI agents interviewed Hillary Clinton? I don't remember any raid. I don't remember a raid on John Podesta after we learned all of the things that we did in his emails from the DNC server. I don't remember any FBI raid looking for anything where payments are concerned. I don't remember a raid on anyone in the Obama administration. Maybe I'm missing that. I don't remember a raid on Peter Strzok's home to look for more of his and Lisa Page's text message, documents, something that may be hiding in Peter Strzok's house. After we learned everything we did about former acting director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, I don't remember a raid on his house. The only place we have hardcore evidence, okay, is on that side of the aisle. McCabe, Strzok, Podesta, the list goes on, George Soros's files. I mean, we would be all day breaking this down. I don't remember any raids. And do you not believe in the deep state now? Now, we have Syria with chemical attacks, okay, that the president has to deal with. We have an upcoming meeting with North Korea that is actually discussing denuclearization. We are in the middle of major trade negotiations. Okay, it's not a trade war, it's trade negotiations worldwide, repairing the disaster that's been made out of trade. And we have a Robert Mueller, which you have a picture of him, and James Comey, they're friends, okay? I don't know how I have them labeled. I got one of former FBI director. There's James Comey, former FBI director, Robert Mueller, special counsel. Okay, we got Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, that recused himself. Jeff Sessions actually sent, I don't know if I put a picture, he gave everything over to Rod Rosenstein, the deputy director of the there's Rod with Jeff Sessions. He's the deputy director of the Department of Justice. He sent everything over to him. The Department of Justice signed off for the FBI to instruct, signed off for the Southern District U.S. Attorney. Now you're going to hear the Southern District U.S. Attorney which is a guy by the name of, get this right, Jeffrey Berman, I think I sent his picture over, is the one that actually signed off on this. But actually it was Rod Rosenstein that the U.S., you got to remember, they're going to tell you that this guy here is a Trump appointee. Now there's people going to go through the timeline and they're going to explain this is a Trump appointee right here to the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York. But every district of the U.S. Attorney's Office reports to Rod Rosenstein, which signed off, which is over the FBI, which the FBI conducted a raid. Nothing here? Nothing? On Monday, the FBI notified Judicial Watch that the Bureau would need at least 3 years to hand over release communications between anti-Trump FBI agent Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. Why are we having such difficulty? Why are we having such difficulty getting information out of our Justice Department, the taxpayer, and our FBI, that belongs to the taxpayers? Why can't we just kick the door down to what belongs to us and get our information? Are they busy in there redacting confidential? I mean, everything we get, folks, from the FBI, everything we get from the Department of Justice have weeks, months of somebody redacting everything. We get a page that just looks like a black magic marker went through everything, and we get every third sentence of what belongs to you and I. And then the deep state tells you and I that that's for our own good. They're protecting, okay, confidential information. They're protecting security clearance stuff that you and I cannot know. It's to our best interest. Do you not realize we are in a situation now in this world, or the United States of America, where everything's to our best interest, and you and I keep saying, thank you. Can you do something else to us? But who is redacting the attorney-client privilege information that the FBI, with a warrant, just went in an attorney's office and hotel room and took the documents between him and his client? Who? Who is going to go through and redact? Mueller? Mueller's team? James Comey? Friends of Comey? We're talking the people that have leaked to the Washington Post, the people that have leaked to the New York Times, the people that run down to the car and write memos every time they speak to the President of the United States, the people that are on book tour. Loretta Lynch, former Attorney General, Department of Justice. Lester Holt, last night, ran cover for James Comey. Did I send a picture of that? Lester Holt, NBC. I didn't get a chance to go through it and watch completely. That's Comey. Why the hell you got Comey up when I call for Lester Holt? There you go. There's Lester Holt and Loretta Lynch, right? In an interview. And Loretta Lynch is explaining why Hillary Clinton's email and her server was a matter. It wasn't an investigation. She was not being investigated. It was a matter, okay? An email matter. The server was a matter. They changed. Nobody's talking about how they changed the language in the documents that Comey read to make sure that Hillary Clinton could not be indicted or stand any legal charges. There's a group called the deep state that worked so hard to make sure that Hillary did not see handcuffs. You have made a mistake. I'm going to look at the camera, and I'm sorry if it offends you. You have made a mistake if you think that there's a group of people that do not want to see Donald Trump with his mugshot like John Gotti. You made a mistake if you don't think that. So Loretta Lynch explains why it's a matter, and then she talks about how it was 107 degrees and Bill Clinton came on her plane, and they just started talking, and every time she thought Bill was going to leave, he just started talking again. Really? And is this not for running cover for this week's book tour of James Comey? Come on. Really? Put it together. I mean, you know, there's two things. You got James Comey, the disgraced former FBI director, that actually Rod Rosenstein read the statement of how, yes, it was his recommendation to the president that James Comey be fired. This disgraced former FBI in America, only in America, can you run a deep state agency of the disgraced FBI and protect Hillary Clinton, protect the deep state, protect the Barack Obama, protect all this corruption, and get a book deal. A book deal. And people gushing that can't wait to get you on. George Stephanopoulos can't wait to get him on. That Chuck Todd, they can't wait. They are salivating. They are fighting in the halls of these media news outlets on who got the first interview with this disgraced former FBI director. One thing I want you to watch for. This is over, not over. We have no Russian interference. We have the Department of Homeland Security, Kirstjen Nielsen, I think her name is currently, and former Jeb Johnson, I think his name is, from the Obama administration. Both of them testified on the same day that they could not see where one vote had been changed by any kind of Russian interference. You know, the Clintons stole millions. Put up Trump and Stormy Daniels. I guess the lesson to be learned here, Mr. President, the next time she says she's a porn star, move on. Ask Tiger Woods how it doesn't end well. We have a woman that is claiming all these things. We have a woman with a slimy attorney. I'm sorry to all attorneys out there. There are attorneys that are not as slimy, okay? We have a slimy attorney that is pushing this woman. Her character is a porn star, okay? And we're looking at a $130,000 payment that may have broke campaign finance laws. The Clintons took money from the Chinese, folks, and ended up in the World Trade Organization and screwed America. The Clintons are the lead of how to break all the campaign finance laws. Obama took foreign money. They took foreign money and broke up how many campaign finance laws? The Clintons stole millions of dollars from the poor people in Haiti. The Clintons stole millions of dollars. The Clintons flew around. Uma Abedin probably carried the suitcase of cash that they received. Everywhere. Have we ever completely gotten all of Hillary Clinton's travel documents, schedule as Secretary of State? They're talking about possibly Donald Trump giving a speech and getting a payment. Remember the $500,000 payment Bill Clinton got in Russia for a speech? Or remember the speech Bill Clinton gave, and then the next day, was it, that through a Canadian channel, Uranium One was sold to Russia? Really? On and on and on. Remember that server with confidential secret emails in Hillary's bathroom or basement? Remember that guy named Brian Pagliano? All he had to do was say, "I plead the fifth." Remember BleachBit, where they seen the feds were coming, so they washed down the server with BleachBit? Remember, you and I learned what BleachBit is from the Clintons? Remember that? Remember one day Vince Foster went out and sat on a park bench and shot himself in the back of the head? Remember Ron Brown, former Commerce Secretary, whatever, forgot to put fuel in the plane? Somebody who was in charge of fueling up the plane? Remember? I don't know. Here's the one thing I want to say before we go to break. Two things I want to say before we go to break. Number one, I got to go to break because I have my guest on the line. Be careful when you hear these are Republicans, because yes, there's a lot of them. They're going to tell you these are lifelong Republicans that are going after Donald Trump. All right? And second, never again. Put that clip up, or that picture. Don't forget, never again. There is a group in this country that are determined that never again that somebody as radical as they say Donald Trump is gets elected president of the United States. Never again is the end all. All right? I'm your host, BKP. We got to take a break. When we come back, we will have Republican candidate for Secretary of State of Georgia, Josh McKoon, on the line. Take us a break.
The Tupelo T mission is